According to Mary Englebright, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What I thought I would do today is I'm going to do a get ready with me. We're going to do this real time. Hopefully it won't take forever. I do apologize if it does. But we're going to do this real time, and we're going to do a chit chatty get ready with me. Now all the products in this are going to be under $5. Every single thing I use, as makeup wise at least. Now the brushes I use, no, those are not under $5, but they're still drugstore. And I will tell you drugstore alternatives or whatever, or good drugstore brushes you can get as I go along. So I got my coffee right here in my Hello Beautiful mug. And I've got all my products laid out, so what do you say we jump on in here and get started? So, first thing I like to do, as y'all might know, is I tend to pull my hair up. But I just thought I'd do a chit-chatty get ready with me, you know, because so many people do get ready with me, but they're not always chit-chatty. Now, I might not be explaining every single step as much this time, but I thought I'd just chit-chat with y'all more, you know. So, it's not really a makeup playtime necessarily, but we're just doing a chit-chatty look. Now, first thing I'm going to use is the AOA Wonder Skin Illuminating Primer. And I'm just going to put that all over my skin here, using my hands. But, so I'm just curious what's going on with y'all, how are things going, you know, all that. I don't know if y'all saw recently, but I did a video where I was talking about my sporadicness that I've had for a while and all that, and I said that I quit smoking and everything, but unfortunately I couldn't stay a non-smoker. Now for this primer, all I'm using is like pea-size amounts practically, and then I just put it all over. Now I do have combination skin, but I don't know, this still gives me a nice prime to the face, and it doesn't seem to make my makeup slip any more than it normally does. But I'm not saying I'm going to quit trying to quit smoking, because I'm not. I'm going to keep giving it my best shot, but still, you know, I'm no longer a non-smoker. Now the next product I'm going into is the Maybelline Dream Wonder Fluid Touch Foundation. Now I can't find this on like Ulta, CVS, Walgreens, that type of drugstore place, but you can find it on eBay. I got mine for $5. Well, not even $5. I think it was like $4.50 or something. And I have the shade Natural Beige that I'm using now. This is a newer bottle that should somewhat match me. At least it looked like it did whenever I tried it. So, but I'm going to just take this, and it has a little doe foot applicator, and I'm going to use the applicator to apply it over that primer. So, that's what I'm going to do. Then I'll blend it in with my hands. I started to do like a no-brainer makeup look. Like, what do I typically do if I'm not really thinking about it very much? You know, or what is my go-to makeup look to do this chit-chatty thing, but, you know, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna try to keep it all under $5. So, now there's one product I'm not quite sure, making sure I was recording, that I'm not quite sure if it is under $5 for sure or not, but typically the brand is. At least the stuff I usually buy from the brand, or have bought from the brand, usually is. I believe so. Yeah. And I know, I've noticed whenever I go back and watch my videos, I tend to say, and so, a lot. You know, I notice little things like that. But that's okay. this foundation is really a good lightweight foundation if you don't want a lot of weight to your skin. And I will say this, it doesn't feel skin-like once you put it on, but to me, that's okay because it feels so silky. But yeah, there are so many good products out there, and I'm still testing out more products as I can afford to do so, that are $5 or less. I don't typically buy a whole lot of expensive stuff anyway. You know, even Beige Cosmetics is a little too high priced for me. Coastal Scents is a little too high priced. Unless you're buying like single pot eyeshadows and they're like $2 a piece. But still, compared to the Wet n Wild palette I'm going to be using, that's still pretty high priced. So, but the concealer I'm going in with is the e.l.f. HD Concealer, I believe is what this is called. And I'm using my fingers, or I used my hand rather, to blend in that foundation. And I'm going to be using a Swisspers sponge, looks like this right here, to blend in the concealer. So, and I'll be holding up my e.l.f. blush and bronzer duo probably to see what I'm doing. But there's so much out there that I do want to try. Like, if I could go on shopmissa.com and buy every single product they have and say, okay, is this nearly as good as Wet n Wild? Is this nearly as good as e.l.f.? Is this nearly as good as Maybelline, L'Oreal? You know, I'd do it. But I can't afford to do that. But still, people that are on a limited income, or whatever, they want to know, okay, what actually works? You know, or is all the stuff that's really cheap not worth a crap? So, and I'm just doing like inverted triangles under my eyes with this concealer. So, that's what I did there. And I just blend out with that sponge. These make good little sponges for doing under the eyes. But some of my favorite affordable brands that I've got stuff from are Essence, Wet n Wild, which even Wet n Wild can be higher priced. NYC has some good stuff. I remember one of my first lipsticks I absolutely fell in love with was one of their two-tone, I forget what they call it now, but it was one of the two-color lipsticks where you had one color on one half of it, not one side, but one half of it. Like, you have a tube that you roll up, and on one side of it was one color, and on the other side was the other, and it made for a good ombre lip. So, that was one of my first absolute favorite lipsticks. Now, the powder I'm not using a whole lot of powder for this, but I'm using the Essence All About Matte powder. And the brush I'm using is a Moda brush, but you can use the e.l.f. complexion brush to do this too. So, and I'm just going on my forehead, nose, setting the eyes. So, but yeah, there's so much out there. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go take care of something. But, you know, there are a lot of good products out there, really, that I haven't tried everything. Would I love to? Heck yeah! I could see having one entire room that was just full to the brim of makeup. I love makeup. What can I say? I love trying it. I love all sorts of stuff. But I do feel like, you know, I don't say, well, is this good for $1? Or is this good in general? I don't say, is this good for this price? I say, is it good? So, I mean, I would own, seriously, one of every single item of Wet n Wild if I could. Every single item of e.l.f. Every single Essence, Maybelline, L'Oreal. Now, do I own every single item? Heck no. Nowhere near it. You know. But if I could, I would. I'm just being honest. If I could, I would. But I put that Essence powder on my face earlier. Just making sure it's blended. That foundation I used is more of a natural finish foundation. It's not your high potent, crazy coverage type foundation. But you don't always have to wear a full coverage foundation. That's one foundation. Now, I got the lighter shade because I am lighter, at least for now. But the lighter shade really does work for me, it looked like. The darker shade I use more whenever I am tan. I have the shade Sun Beige for whenever I'm more tan. Now I'm taking the Real Techniques, I believe this is their bronzing brush. Unfortunately, Real Techniques, no, contour brush, pardon me. Their contour brush. And I'm going into the e.l.f. Blush and Bronzer palette here. Well, actually, first I'm going to go into the Wet n Wild palette. Because I really didn't focus a lot of that powder I used on my under eye. And I'm going into the Wet n Wild contour palette in Dulce de Leche. And I'm going to use the yellow shade, which is on the left-hand side whenever I'm looking at it. It's on your right here. And I'm going to set that under eye even better. You know, because this really does work, and using a smaller brush does seem to set it a little better. Now I take my finger and just kind of push in, make sure everything is, you know, not crazy, like hasn't started creasing. So, and yes, this is a legit get ready with me. I mean, yeah, there may have to be stops here and there first thing in the morning. Well, this is not, well, it's first thing. I mean, I'm only on my second cup of coffee, so. But whenever I'm doing this, it's before 7 o'clock in the morning. So. And I'm even taking that on the lids as well. But yeah. So, and then I'm going to take the contour shade here. I couldn't decide whether I was going to go with this contour shade or the e.l.f. contour shade, but I tend to like this a little bit better. And I'm doing the same thing with this brush. I'm going right on the tip of it. And we're not going for a heavy-duty contour. It's more of a bronzy contour, I guess you would call it. I'm just going to put that where I typically contour, but I'm not doing it as harsh necessarily. And focusing it more on the backs of the cheeks. So, but yeah. It's getting summertime, and you know, people may want to put on a little makeup but not go full coverage, and you still want your skin to breathe. Because whenever it's summertime, the skin needs to breathe. Who's with me on that? Who tries to let their skin breathe more in the summer? I mean, yeah, I can see, like, for a special occasion, going out with the girls, you know, whatever, yeah, throw on a little bit of makeup, but for every day running to the store, typically, you know, this is more like what I would actually do. Something like this. Now I'm going to take the blush shade that's in the Blush and Bronzer Duo from e.l.f. in St. Lucia, and I'm going to put that on my cheeks. this is not going hog wild. This is more, you know, kind of like a go-to look, really. Now the eye palette I'm using, no, that's not a go-to quite yet, but I can see it becoming a go-to. So, as I film this, this is Friday. I believe it's the 18th. I could be wrong on that. I don't always know exactly what date it is, but I try to know what day of the week it is. Alright. Now I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter, or highlighting powder, rather, in, I believe this is in Precious Petal. Yeah, Precious Petals. And I'm going to put that on the high points of my cheeks. But I've been thinking about doing like a minimal makeup, you know, minimal product makeup look, like where all I do is use like my BH Cosmetics Sculpt and Glow palette and make that go for both face and eyes. And then just do typical foundation, concealer, powder, and brows. Can't forget the brows, y'all. Can't forget the brows. Well, okay, I can, but I don't always look right if I do. I love my glow. What can I say? I love my glow. I love to look defined and glowy. Get the glow, get the glow, get it, get it. But my local news station here, they were talking about the royal wedding that's coming up. That'll be airing middle of the night, I believe, here. I think. I could be wrong on that. I'm not following the royal wedding. I'll admit, I'm not real big on, whoop, I guess I'm about out altogether of brow products here. This is the AOA Studio brow pencil in, I believe it's the taupe shade. I can't tell you for sure. No, medium brown. And I'm not going to go real heavy with this on the brows because, like I showed you, I am practically out of it. I'm about out of my Shady Slim. I am out of my e.l.f. brow product, which is only $2, so I probably will pick that up from Walmart. I don't have any Maybelline ones. The only brow product I have besides this and the little bit of the Shady Slim is my It Brow Power or something like that. That's the only other actual pencil I have. So, but yeah, I don't really follow the news a whole lot. Whenever I think about the news, I think of Billy Gilman's Here on Earth, I believe is what it was called, back whenever I was growing up. Whenever I was a teenager, there was Billy Gilman's Here on Earth. We need some help down here on Earth. Yeah, if you've heard that song back in the 90s, then you know what I'm talking about. But there's a line in it where he goes, Mom can't watch the news at night, there's too much stuff that's making her cry. But, so I don't typically watch the news because it is, in my opinion, way too depressing. I mean, there's enough depressing stuff in the world, I don't need to see it on TV. You know. Now, I do pay attention to some tech news, fashion news, whatnot, but as far as news, I'm guilty of passing. I mean, some people might think, oh, that's irresponsible, that's horrible, whatever. Oh well. Now I'm taking the spoolie side of that AOA Studio brow pencil and just brushing through my brows. whenever I'm doing a go-to look, I find that doing my eyebrows before I do my actual eyes can help me to not have to spend so much time on my eyes, because the eyebrows tend to frame the face anyway. Now, you could use that e.l.f. concealer. That's a $3 concealer, I believe. But I'm using, and I've never used this at all, I'm using the AOA Perfect eyeshadow primer. I'm not sure which shade this is in, though. I think I got the original formula. You know, putting this on my lids here. Paying attention to what I'm doing. And yes, I am going to put it all over the lid. I just wanted to see what it looked like on that one lid on the corner. But yeah, who else avoids the news just because it is too depressing? I believe if you surround yourself with depressing crap, you know, depressing people who constantly criticize, people who make you feel like you can't do anything right in life, whether it's on the internet, in person, on the phone, whatever, you're gonna be more depressed. If you got people that are constantly putting you down, whether it's online or whatever, you're gonna be depressed. You're gonna be down. And I have had my battles with that. So, but that's why I say, surround yourself with positivity. No makeup shaming, no beauty shaming, no nothing like that. I mean, that don't fly with me. That don't fly with me. Now, if I really mess up, like, say, I've made it known because of my vision problem, I can't see blush. Okay, say I have one side that's really, really intense, and the other side you can't see. To me, that's not makeup shaming or whatever. That's pointing out something that I don't see anyway. Now I'm taking the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette right here. And I really didn't plan this part out at all. So we're just going to go with the flow here. Looks like that there. This is a rather powdery palette. So use with caution. Some people may say, oh, well, you should have done your eyes first. Well, with me, if I end up doing my eyes first, then I end up messing up part of the eye look whenever I'm doing my face. So I just do my face, then I do my eyes. Alright, first I'm going to take, because y'all saw earlier that I did put powder and everything on my brow bone and all that anyway. But I'm going to take this first shade here on the left-hand side. It's like a creamy shade, and I'm going to put that all over my lids. But yeah, positivity in life is important. I am so thankful that I have a best friend and sister who she helps keep me positive and keep me going and keep me sane. And she's a huge influence on this channel because I can go to her and say, hey, if you had the choice between this and this, what would it be? You know? And she would say, oh, I want to see this, or I want to see that. Unfortunately, my channel is still so small that I'm not really getting feedback from anyone about what they actually want to see. So I just gotta go with what I can get, you know, instead. Then I'm going to take the shade, let's go a little more bold, not crazy bold, but we're going to go a little more bold. And we're going to go down into the very bottom transition shade. And I'm going to just lightly tap that on the tip of that same brush. This is it's one of the Moda eye brushes. But you can use any of the e.l.f. brushes. They have good brushes. Real Techniques has really good brushes. I love Real Techniques older brushes at least anyway, but, you know. And if you ever doubt if you've gotten everything covered, you can easily take your finger and feel whether you covered it. And I didn't do that before I put the eyeshadow on the tip of that. So I'm just going in and using another brush I have here, which is another Moda one that we will be using anyway. And just really making sure that primer I put down is good and set. And I mean, I'm going to use this shade anyway on the inner corner. And that is a highlight. So. But whenever you can't see, you can use your finger and tell, okay, is there anything that is skipping? Like if I run my finger across it, does my finger drag at all anywhere? And if it does, then, you know, need a little bit more powder. So. But yeah. My sister, well, she is my adopted sister, technically, but we've been best friends for 23 years. And she really has been a huge positive influence on my life. She does help me out with my channel, you know, and all that. And I'm putting this shade I was talking about, the bottom transition shade, I'm putting it in the crease and kind of just blowing it out just a little bit. Not too crazy. She is an author, so if you like to read, I'll try to leave her info down below, because she's looking for beta readers for her book. But if you like romance books, I think you'll like it. Me, I'm not a real big reader, but yet I still enjoy that book. So. And sometimes I wonder if that's really helping her for me to say that I'm not a big reader, but yet I love it. You know. Because most romance, let me kind of justify why I say that. Because most romance books are a little too raunchy in my book. You might as well be watching porn. That's how I feel. But her books are not like that. They're not that raunchy like other books are. But yet they still have a great story, great scenes, but it's not X-rated. If you want X-rated, yeah, nope. I didn't. Alright. I actually kind of like that look, practically just like that. But I'm going to take the shade right above that on the right-hand side, on my right-hand side at least, whenever you're looking at the palette. It's a deep, dark brown. And I'm going to go on the opposite side of that one brush I was using before, and we're going to deepen up that outer V a little bit. So yeah, if you like to read, you can get a free copy of Secret Desire if you're willing to give her feedback. So you can check out her page. Like I said, I'm just putting this in the outer V. And I go about halfway in, kind of pulling it in on the crease just to help it blend a little bit better, where it doesn't look as bam in your face. Okay, there's dark brown, almost black there. Yeah, no, I don't like that. So I think we're actually going to build up that outer V some more, but actually in the middle of it, not just on the borders of it. Okay, that is why you don't do your foundation first. But I will fix it. I will fix it. I just got eyeshadow all over my lower lash line on one eye, and I'm doing it again, practically. One thing that does help is tapping off your brush. Now, I sometimes forget to do that. I'll admit that. I get sidetracked. Well, it's not even that I get sidetracked, it's that I get kind of excited about whatever I'm doing and don't pay as much attention to it. And I'm kind of blowing this out on the edge as well. And I'm going to take that brush we were using and I'm going to go back into that transition shade and just kind of smush those two colors together more. I think it's funny, I started out thinking, oh, this is going to be a quick tutorial. Yeah, no, it's not. And I'm sorry, y'all. I know some people hate longer tutorials, but some people enjoy them, so. Now then, I'm going to try, keyword try, to wipe off. I'm using my little cleaner thing. I'm using a different brush and brushing off that under eye a little bit. Okay. I will be right back again. Alright, I'm back. My stomach's not liking me today. I guess I've had had just enough coffee. But, yeah. And, hey, that's life for a coffee drinker. Especially if you're a heavy coffee drinker, from what I understand. But, I'm going to take some of my e.l.f. concealer here in a moment. I'm going to finish up the actual eye look before I start trying to fix it. Go ahead and finish what I'm doing before I do that. So, alright, I'm going to take this fluffy side of that same brush that we put the highlighter shade on at one point, and just kind of making sure everything is well blended and looks no harsh lines, really. I've got to build up. If you can tell, this eye, my left eye, looks a lot darker than my right eye. So I am going to build up my right eye a little bit more. It could be my lighting, but that's the one thing. My lighting does play tricks with my makeup, because I will go outside sometimes after doing this and I'll be like, what? No, I didn't mean to do that. But that is life whenever you can't see and you don't have really good lighting. So, like I said, I'm just kind of blending that out a little bit. I mean, this is a really nice shadow. So tell me, what kind of looks do y'all want to see? Do you want to see more videos like this, where I chit-chat with y'all as I'm getting ready? You know, talking about life, talking about what I see on TV, talking about different things like that? Or do you want more just get it done type videos? You know, because I personally like to feel like I'm sitting down with a friend and watching a video whenever I sit down. So that's what I try to do for y'all. But not only that, but make it to where even someone that can't see very well be like, Oh, that's what she's doing, huh? Oh, okay. You know. Alright. Alright. Now then, I can take my brush I was using with the transition shade, and we're gonna go and blend again. Let's blend it out. Blend it, blend, 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 blend it out. I know I'm looking kind of cray-cray here, but that is okay. Like I said, whenever I went into this, I really didn't have a certain eye look in mind. You know. I wasn't for sure what colors I was going to use. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, maybe I will go in with a little pop of color. Let's not just stay so neutral. So I'm going in with this teal color right here. I'm just going to put it on my finger, I think. And put that right there. Okay, apparently that is not a good unpigmented shade. I think this would have been better for a cut crease color, maybe. But I'm not really great with cut creases, so you go with what you got. You go with what you got. I just recently washed all my brushes, so not all of them are... Well, it did add a little shimmer to the lid, which, if y'all watch my videos, you know I like some shimmer. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to take the e.l.f. concealer, and I'm going to go basically clean up under the eye. Whoops. One tip that you can do is take a makeup wipe, and these are actually pretty decent. They're from the Dollar Tree. You can take a makeup wipe and clean it up too. I'm going to do that, then I'll have to reapply my concealer. That's why I said that's what I'm going to be using. But you just put your finger in there like you're wanting to, you know, really clean up one little tiny area, which is what I'm doing. I'm cleaning up one little area and I'm just making it a sharper look. I mean, you can tell it does take some off. I'm trying not to take a whole lot else off, but hey, it happens. And we're going to do the other eye too, just for kicks and giggles here. Move my finger down. I typically don't do this method as much, but I'm doing it today because I literally, y'all really are getting ready with me. I'm actually getting ready to walk out the door as soon as I finish this, so, you know. And I really did just kind of move it around because I was doing a patting motion at one point there. I'm taking this concealer and putting it back under the eyes. Now, I didn't take every bit of it off, so I'm not going heavy-handed with this. But I find that, you know, it does really work. Now, I could have done my mascara and all that first before I did this, which probably should have, but, yeah. I'm not. Alright. And then I lost my little thing here. Here it is. It's a little purple whisper sponge. And you're just pushing that back in. Any mistake you make, you can fix it. You really can. you know what? Let's take this same powder that I originally used under there anyway. The Wet n Wild. I'm going to use that. The Wet n Wild, like, yellowy shade. And just real lightly, well, not lightly, but set that. And yeah, I do try to make my videos fun and enjoyable for everybody, not just those that can see. Y'all might not know this, but I'm legally blind. You know, that's why you do see me holding a mirror like I'm eating it. You know, like right here. Because in order to see my eye look, that's how close I literally have to have it. I have done a video in the past of makeup through my eyes. If you want to see me do another one of those, let me know. I don't necessarily mind doing that, but y'all are really up close and personal, because I do actually use my phone camera as my camera for those, or as my mirror for those things. So yeah, you really do get up close and personal. And I used the e.l.f. lash curler here. Now, liner would look great, so I think I'm going to do that. I wasn't going to at first, and then I'm like, well, yeah, might as well. So I'm using the Essence Superfine Liner. I think that mine is about out. I really do. Liner is the one area I really struggle with. But hey, we all have to start somewhere. That's one thing that's important to remember. We all have to start somewhere. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm starting. And I do apologize if I'm out of frame at all. Whoop, we're a little bit too thick. A little bit too thick, y'all. A little bit too thick. If I could do a winged liner, I would with this look. I think that would look absolutely gorgeous. But I don't feel I can successfully. So we ain't doing that. Now I'm taking my Essence I Love Volume Extreme Mascara. I'm gonna pop that on the lashes. But yeah, do y'all like this kind of style where I do talk more to y'all and ask you questions and whatnot and give you previews of what might be coming? You know, because I can continue to do this kind of style if this is what you prefer, or if you want the get her done, son method, I can do that too. Now I'm thinking of starting to do some more makeup playtimes in my Facebook group for Blind Beauty here and there. So it might be more, even more chit-chatty in there. If that's something you want to see, I'll leave the link down below to the group. I'm still building it up. I think last I looked it was just my sister, myself, and another friend. Because I would love to get to know y'all. You can follow me on Blind Beauty Facebook page. You can follow me on Twitter. you know. Oh, and I want to know, what are some of your favorite shows to watch? Because I love good detective shows, Criminal Minds, SVU, NCIS, stuff like that. But unfortunately, it's getting summertime and all my shows are going away. Makes me, actually, yes, it does make me sad. But, you know, that's where Netflix or Hulu or whatever can come in handy. But still, I'll miss my SVU. I live tweet during SVUs. And I'm going real lightly on my lower lashes, which I normally don't do my lower lashes at all. Just taking it, and I'm not even doing the swiping motion, but just, like, you know, up and down or whatever. I'm going side to side real lightly at the tips. I think that's good enough for that. Now then, let me see if I can spot this real quick. I don't believe I can. No, I've misplaced it, I guess. Well, not misplaced it, I've just got it in a different area. Because I've got different makeup products, different places, you know. So, nothing's all right here all the time. Who else does that? Has, like, different products somewhere else, you know. If you got more than one bathroom, or a bathroom and a bedroom that you do makeup in both, do you have makeup in both places? You know. I'm interested to know whether I'm the only beauty-obsessed one that does that, because, yeah. Alright, now the lip I'm going to use, I've got two choices here, or one choice, rather, but the one I was going to use, at least, and I'm pretty sure the other option I've got here that I'm looking for is also... Well, we'll just use this. I believe this is under $5 anyway, because usually the baby lips or whatever usually are. From at least last I looked. But this that I'm putting on first is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipstick in Rebel Rose. I do love this. It's a good neutrally color. It is more matte. So, which is okay. I mean, I like matte. I do. Don't get me wrong. I like matte. But my lips are rather dry right now. I can't believe I did this entire thing without taking a sip of coffee, but I did. Then I'm taking the Maybelline Baby Lips, the glitter looking one. The one that has the glittery stuff to it. And I'm going to use my finger here and just put a little bit of that right towards the center. I mean, it's a pinky shade anyway. So, because if I were to take this and go directly on this lip, usually a little bit of the lipstick will come off, and that drives me nuts. So, now you could use a brush to do this. Going more in the center on the top and bottom. Okay, I am going in with the stick, just tapping it though, instead of rubbing it. That right there. So, but let me know if this is the kind of thing you like, and if you want to see more of this style. If you really want to see some chit-chatty get ready with me's and chat with me, I do hope you join that Facebook group I mentioned. And leave a comment down below letting me know that you stopped by. Give me a huge thumbs up if you like this kind of video. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. My top 5 videos linked below are New Maybelline City Mini Palette Review and Demo, What's in My Purse, Garnier Argan Oil and Cranberry Extract Review, Get Ready With Me Easy Natural Drugstore First Video, Styling My Short Bob.